Allegheny County is going to take the L for this story. That's in Pennsylvania. That is a city called Rankin. So the two people that you guys see on my screen, I'm gonna give you details about what they did. I don't have any pictures of the kids, but before we get there, let's give you guys a disclaimer about my channel before I start to get into the details. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And I'm pulling this from a couple different sources, but the main one I'm going to use is Yahoo because they give more of a comprehensive story, even though they didn't really mention where this is coming out from. But Rankin, PA. A local mother and her boyfriend are facing charges after police say that they abused two toddlers to the point of hospitalization. The criminal complaint said two toddlers who were ages 2 and 3 years old were at UPMC Children's Hospital on November the 5th. They were brought in by their mother by the name of Haley Province, Province. Haley Province with that knot on her head or whatever that indention is. Look like somebody took like a stamp and stamped it in the middle of her forehead. Right? Like Mark Stupid right here. Cha-ching. And that's the spot in the middle of her head. The criminal complaint says that the 2-year-old has several fractures in his leg, as well as a hand fracture, 2 arm fractures, a shoulder fracture, and a rib fracture. That sounds like a horrible car accident. Y'all understand that? The 2-year-old, the smaller child, several fractures in his leg, as well as a hand fracture, 2 arm fractures, a shoulder fracture, and a rib fracture. What, did you run over him with a car? Lord have mercy. He also had multiple cuts and bruises with well-defined edges. Cell death throughout his brain and tested positive for cocaine. The 3-year-old had fractures to both collarbones, a rib, and an injury to his neck. Doctors determined the injuries ranged in stages of healing from 1 week to around 3 months, the complaint said. The doctor said that they were inherent of child abuse and could not be caused accidentally. Province, the mother, told detectives she and her boyfriend, mom's boyfriend by the name of Bobby Bender, Bender, recently moved in together to a home in Rankin, PA. She said a week prior, she went to the store and left her children, so this is mom's boyfriend to both kids. He's not a babysitter. He's the man that you wanted to sleep with, not a caretaker, not a babysitter. But she left her kids in his care. She said when she got home, and I think she said she was gone for 45 minutes because I read that in another article. She said when she got home, she noticed the 2-year-old would not stand up. The next day, first of all, goddamn, if your child couldn't stand up when you got back home, allegedly, why didn't you take action when you found out, the moment that you found out that your child could not stand up, if you are not culpable in this situation? But did she do that? Hell no, she didn't. You know what she did? Because she loves her thug. She loves her boyfriend more than she loves her kids. She waited allegedly until the next day He would not stay standing, would not put weight on his right leg, and cried when the mother, Province, would try to have him stand. When I want y'all to remember that this baby had multiple breaks in his legs. At 2 years old. The complaint said that Province, the mother, denied seeing Bender hitting her children, even though they estimate there's a time frame of different healing injuries for about 3 months. So that means you had to have known nothing for 3 months, not paid attention to anything that had to do with your children for 3 months. Which is why they're arresting her, which is why I believe that they got this right, and they need to charge both of them equally, because she didn't give a shit about her kids, and he probably did do something to hurt her kids. They participated together. They need to suffer the consequences together. Okay? I think that's the best thing to do. She said she denied seeing him hit her children, but did say that she noticed bruising on them when she left the children with him alone. Province also said that she used cocaine but had been clean for 1 or 2 months. Even though the injuries, keep in mind, about 3 months at the very least. Suspected cocaine residue was found in the house during a search warrant, and evidence suggested that Bender and Province were selling cocaine. She says she's using cocaine in order to get a lesser charge, which makes me believe that she's lying about the abuse to her kids, lying about knowing about the abuse, and then lying about being a cocaine user when they were both selling cocaine, trying to find the easy way in life and doing things illegally with their children there. All right? Now, Bender told police he watched the children every Friday for a few hours while Province went to the doctor. Every Friday? Why would she be at the doctor every Friday? Whatever. Anyway. He also said he did cocaine but had been clean for around 2 weeks and did not have it around the children. So again, they're saying that because if they were selling cocaine, they get way more time in prison. So they claim to be a user. That's what a lot of these fools do. They claim to be users when they're actually selling this shit. Province and Bender are both charged with 6 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of children, and 1 count of criminal conspiracy. And I'm sorry that my nose is stopped up. I am sick. I'm trying to get through this, but I'm trying to speak about this because I want justice for these kids. These people are horrible people, and they both need the same amount of time in prison, Pennsylvania. And Rankin, y'all need to get this right. Let me give you guys the fair usage. I only got one small news video. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If y'all would, do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up and share this video. If anything further happens to these kids, like if they end up deceased behind what these people did to them, we could maybe post the pictures at a later point. But for now, I don't see any reason to put their pictures up. But y'all, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up and share this video so more people can find these stories and know what happened. So shout out to Crime Fix. This is Law and Crime. This is their video. So I thank them for allowing me to share this information. So here's the little bit of commentary that I found from them. Here we go.
This started back on November 4th. When Province took her 2-year-old son to Children's Hospital because the boy was having leg pain and swelling. The criminal complaint states, it was determined by the ER doctors that the 2-year-old had suffered a severe femoral fracture to his right leg. Due to a concern for abuse, the other child was also evaluated by Children's Hospital doctors. The other child was identified as a 3-year-old male. The 2-year-old is identified as John Doe 1 in the complaint, and the description of his injuries is so incredibly sad. The injuries are listed as a 10th rib fracture, a femur fracture, a tibia fracture, a metatarsal fracture, which is part of the foot, Other injuries listed: 2 humerus fractures, which are bones in the upper arm, a scapula fracture, which is in the upper back. Doctors also found cell death in the brain, multiple cuts and bruises, and the child tested positive for cocaine. It's just unbelievable, that poor little boy. So with all of those injuries, which are horrific for a 2-year-old boy or any child for that matter, police say that little boy tested positive for cocaine. And because of his injuries, doctors examined his 3-year-old brother. The 3-year-old's injuries were listed as a clavicle fracture. That's the collarbone on both the left and right side. Also, he had a 10th rib fracture, according to the complaint, and neck ligatures. This is horrible too, but that last part about neck ligatures is terrible. That means the child showed signs of strangulation. Detectives wrote, according to Dr. Clayton, all of these injuries were in various stages of healing, ranging from 1 week to approximately 3 months. Dr. Clayton also informed us that all of these injuries would have caused extreme pain to the children and would have been noticeable. Dr. Clayton further stated that all of these injuries were inherent of child abuse and would not have been accidentally inflicted injuries. The complaint says detectives interviewed Haley Province, and she told them that her sons were primarily with her and her boyfriend, Bobby Bender, and that since she and Bender had moved in together in July, their relationship had changed. The complaint said, when asked what she means by that, Province elaborated and explained that he has become more physical with her and that the two of them argue and fight a lot. The detective said Haley Province also noticed bruises on one of the boys after leaving them with Bender, and you'd think that might have prompted some questions. Now listen to this part of the complaint. According to Province, she noticed that Doe 1 would not put weight on his leg the week prior. Based on Province's statement, it is estimated that this would have occurred on October 28, 2024. Province explained that she went to the store for approximately 45 minutes, leaving the children in the primary care of Bender. When Province returned from the store, she stated that Doe 1 was sitting on the floor playing and would not stand up. She stated that she then put him to bed at approximately 1830 hours and did not wake him until approximately 0900 hours the following day. Province said that she provided Doe 1 breakfast in bed and then proceeded to get him up for the day at approximately 1200 hours. When Province attempted to have Doe 1 stand to put clothes on him, he would not stay standing and would not put weight on his right leg. Province also stated that Doe 1 was fussy and crying the entire time she would attempt to have him stand. Province then provided no care for Doe 1 from October 28, 2024 until her, Province's grandmother, instructed her to go to Children's Hospital on November 4th, 2024. Detectives then questioned Bobby Bender. Detectives said Bender told them he used cocaine, but he only uses soft, while Province used crack. He also claimed that he hadn't used cocaine in 2 weeks.
So the boyfriend said, I do soft. And he said, no, she does crack. So he's claiming that she's the crackhead. But the police are claiming that they were selling cocaine. Isn't that something? That is a huge difference. He said, she's the crackhead. I'm just a cokehead. Isn't that something?
And didn't use it around the children. Detectives say they did a search warrant on the apartment where Bobby Bender and Haley Province lived with the 2 boys, and they found a bag with white residue believed to be cocaine and a straw. And they also found a cell phone with the following text message that led them to believe Bender and Province were not only using cocaine, but also selling it. Someone named Mikey Barr was messaging their phone. Mikey Barr says, yo. Bender and Province's phone responds, what's up, brah? Mikey Barr responds, emoji of snowflake. Bender/Province respond, how much? Mikey Barr responds, how much? Bender and Province respond, 100. Mikey Barr responds, it gas? Bender Province responds, fire. Mikey Barr says, meat.
So you see how that works? They've got the game figured out and they playing these people for idiots. They're playing the police and the investigators for idiots, thinking they won't figure out that they are selling drugs. That they could be using them too. So get them for both things. Not only for being drug users and having kids, then abusing your kids damn near to death, but also having the stuff around the kids and selling it. Get them for both. It don't have to just be one or the other. Yeah, I heard she said brah instead of bro. I caught that. Adding all the extras to it, brah. What's happening, brah? It's all good.
Bender and Province faced several counts of aggravated assault, endangering welfare of children, and conspiracy.
I don't mind her adding a little stank to it because it's all good. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, what's most important is these people are lying. These people hurt and broke these children's bodies up like crumbled up pieces of paper and treated these kids like nothing. And I think both of them deserve a maximum sentence, whatever you can give them, 25 to life, 25 with an L. I would love to see that happen because these people don't need to be in our society anymore. They're degenerates and they're definitely a danger to themselves and children. Give them 25 with an L. I think that's be the only thing that suffices this. But thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind as well as an open heart. And from my heart to yours, thank you guys so much for supporting AFC. Like, share, subscribe to our channel. And if we get any more updates, we'll definitely share it with the story, okay? Thank you.